All right, good afternoon, y'all. Wanted to make a quick video discussing something that came up this week in politics, and it's not often that I talk about politics, though it is a topic that I do enjoy discussing about. Normally, I talk about Christianity here, I talk about the gospel, I talk about salvation, and things like that. Those are all very important topics. That's my niche. But I wanted to talk about several things that have been going on this week. Something else that I'm going to report on later on in the channel this week or next week. But one thing I want to focus on right now is the fact that Donald Trump has signed an executive order to basically make it illegal to burn the American flag. Now, let me make this very clear. First of all, I don't have sympathy for the left, and I'm not even speaking in defense of the right either. As you guys already know, I'm not left or right. But what I wanted to point out was, number one, I don't defend the Democrats. I don't like what they stand for. But I'm also going to say this, number two, they also have free speech just like you and I do. And whether we like it or not, whatever they stand for, whatever they believe about, whoever politician on our side they criticize, they still have free speech just as much as you and I do. Now, some people are not going to agree with this. Some people are going to dislike it, but that's the truth of the matter. Three, I wanted to point out, I think it should not be illegal to burn the American flag. And I'll tell you why. Because it's protected under the First Amendment. Now, what Donald Trump is doing is against the First Amendment. What he's doing is anti-free speech. And it's so funny because this is the same guy that when he was running for president the second time, and I guess the first time he said this as well, he said that he was fighting for free speech and all this and that, First Amendment. It doesn't seem like that. You know, actions speak louder than words, and unfortunately, he's not showing any fruit that he actually believes what he said, or that he actually took action for what he said. So, this is expected, guys. When it comes to the left and the right, they both lie. They both make fake promises, and you have to understand, at the end of the day, they work for the same master. I know a lot of Christians and even non-Christians on the right disagree with that. They'll call me crazy. They think I'm a conspiracy theorist. But you guys have to understand, they both work for the New World Order. They both stand for the New World Order. And it should be obvious to you about this Trump guy, because he's doing a lot of tyrannical things, a lot of authoritarian things, which I'm not going to have time to get into right now, especially because of the fact that he covered for Jeffrey Epstein, his best friend, the fact that he swept the Epstein client list under the rug and Epstein's black book should tell you a lot about Mr. Donald Trump himself. So I want to make this very clear. This is very unconstitutional. This is against the First Amendment. What Trump is doing is totally against what our founding fathers stood for. I'm going to make this very clear, that I believe in absolute free speech. And that means you can just say whatever the heck you want and not go to jail for it. That includes hate speech. That includes so-called disinformation, as the government labels it. I'm making it very clear. I believe in absolute free speech. As a paleo-libertarian, a libertarian conservative like myself, I 100% believe that. The government cannot dictate what you can and cannot say. That's not what our founders stood for. They cannot dictate what is hate speech. They cannot dictate what is disinformation. This is very unconstitutional. And the crazy thing is that for many years, we were so afraid of the Democrats creating laws like this, in a sense, where you can't speak against the LGBTQ movement. You can't condemn abortion. You can't condemn feminism. We worried about this for so many years as Christians, as people that serve in the ministry. We thought that the day would come that a Democrat would do that. But no, it actually came to the point where someone on the right did this. And this is horrible. This is just disgusting. And so again, this goes to show you, you cannot trust any politician on the left or right. They do not believe in absolute free speech. Free speech entails any type of speech, whether it's positive, negative, whether you like it or not. That's what the First Amendment protects. And so again, if our founding fathers were alive today, they would be appalled by what Trump is doing. This is some authoritarian stuff. This is what dictators do. This is what mobsters do. Okay? It's totally against the First Amendment. I'm a constitutionalist. I stand by the Constitution. And so again, I wanted to give you my thoughts on this. Be careful who you vote for. I always say that. Be careful who you vote for. Be careful who you donate to in politics. Be careful who you support in a presidential election. Make sure you vote for the right candidates. Make sure you vote for the ones that are hardcore constitutionalists, that believe the Constitution to the fullest. All right? What Trump is doing, this is exactly what Tim Walz was doing a while back. I mean, Tim Walz obviously is not president, but he was trying to redefine the First Amendment. He was trying to redefine what's hate speech and what's disinformation, what you can and cannot say. What's the difference between what Walz is doing and what Trump is doing? It's the same spectrum. And so again, I'm trying to remind you guys, be careful who you vote for. I love you guys. I'm praying for you all. God bless.